Good morning, everyone. Clint McLaughlin here, Midwest Market Management. I've got Riley Sykart on with me here today. It is Thursday, October 2nd. We're going to jump right into South America weather. Riley, things are really, moving along calendar-wise down there. What do we got in store for us here today?
Not anything super weird or out of the ordinary down there right now.
Hot and dry.
Yeah, pretty much. So starting out here, put in perspective how big of an area that we're talking about. And maps now are including Brazil and Argentina as we're going to look into this. From Brazil, you're looking anywhere from Mato Grosso and the Tocantins all the way down south to the bottom of Brazil. And from Argentina, you're looking from about right about where it says Argentina on the map, just south of Cordoba, all the way up to the border there. So crop wise, this is a huge area. If you take just Mato Grosso and you put it on a US map, it's almost the whole Midwest. So we're talking about a region of them growing crops that's just about as big as our entire country. So we mentioned that they're pretty hot and dry down there in northern Brazil, but the reality is there's such a huge region that it's a lot to look at. So here's a little example of that corn production here in Brazil. This is including Safrinha crops, so Mato Grosso's got a very high percentage. But for first crop corn, we're looking at a lot of these bottom lower regions, but there is still some corn up here in the north as well. On the flip side for beans, right now the north is extremely bean heavy, and when you're talking about bean yields, that's where you want to be looking. So moving into the maps here.
Yeah, hot and dry.
Hot. So not really anything new there from what we talked about on Tuesday, Clint. Still extremely hot in this cell. That's going to be averaging over 100 degrees over the next 5 days. One thing different now I do want to throw into here, Argentina, where the crops are being grown, is going to be here and north, and temperatures look pretty ideal right now for them. Some small area of hot to the west, but as you go west, that crop production area is going to start to slow down. So we're looking especially here, this northeastern part of the country, and temperatures in the 70s to 80s. The one thing they've been fighting once we get into rainfall is they're still trying to dry out. So the tale of two sides of Brazil has snuck into Argentina as well. Looking at the 6 to 10 day temperatures here for Brazil, temperatures are starting to tone back down a little bit. The question is going to be, are they going to get some rain to get planters rolling again? Because I think we're back to the spot now, Clint, where guys in Mato Grosso, Tocantins, Goiás, they're going to be waiting on rain before they start planting again. So the one thing that is going to be rolling right now, southern Brazil, Argentina, their planting is going to be, as long as they're in areas that aren't too wet, they're wide open. So looking down there, that's just confirming that 6 to 10 day temperatures continuing to be a little on the cooler side, but not by any means an issue. So looking at the last 2 weeks of rainfall, this is where I said there's some areas that are flooded out. As we're looking at the bottom of Brazil, there's regions now that have had over 10 inches of rain in the last 2 weeks. From a national yield perspective, I wouldn't say it's going to be a major issue because we're early enough. There can be a lot of replanting that can get done, but I think there are going to be some flooded out areas down there. So looking at the previous 2 week rainfall here as well for Argentina, Paraguay, those areas, this is right where that cycle was hitting as well. So that northeastern Argentina going all the way to the coastline, pretty heavy rains. So worth paying attention to, that there's going to be a lot of stuff probably being replanted there. So then moving forward to give them a window, the 1 to 5 day for Brazil. Not really anything very concerning there, Clint. Or excuse me, that's for Argentina. But Brazil, very similar story. Some rains down here in the south. I didn't include it because it's pretty simple. The north's got nothing. So moving in here to the 6 to 10 day, this is where it's starting to show some small chances of rain creep back in for northern Brazil. So for those guys that have been waiting on rains, I think they're going to be patient to see if this comes true. So
yeah, and I think they need a little bit more than 0.22.
Yeah.
I think 0.22 hits the ground at 104 and goes, and then it's gone.
Pretty much. So 6 to 10 days showing some small chances there. Guys, I think are probably going to be hopeful that that turns into a bigger rain than that. Looking at Argentina in the 6 to 10 day, it looks like we kind of did the tale of two sides again, 0.
Yeah.
So those areas that are wet are going to dry out. So good for the farmers down there. Yep.
Yeah.
So overall, the 1 to 13, the 2-week forecast, chances of rain, are in, but not substantial where they need to be. Down south, where they're getting to the point now where they just want to keep getting crops in the ground. They've got plenty of rainfall. I wouldn't call those rains good or bad, Clint, from a yield perspective. I wouldn't say it's helping them. I wouldn't say it's hurting them. So here in the north, though, any rain they get is definitely helpful to the national yield for them and for the farmers. So very good to see that for them. Not very good for the markets, but right now I don't think that's on anybody's mind yet, is the South American weather. We're still focused on trade deals and stuff going on here in the States, and I don't think the main focus has shifted down to South America yet. So finishing out here 1 to 13 days. Well, for Argentina, those rains in the 1 to 5 is all that's there. So
Good
overall,
deal.
Clint, there's not a whole lot to have the market trade on right now. Doesn't look like there's any huge issues, but it's not wide open either. So that's all I got.
We'll get U.S. harvest behind us and get a little deeper into winter. And it seems like traders run out of things to focus on outside of South America weather. So then it becomes more of a play here. We'll see. If it were to push planting back too far, then it becomes a Safrinha corn crop issue. But as of right now, nothing to get too overly shook about. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks again to Marcus Weather Group for the maps. Also, if you made it this deep into here and you did not catch our recap of the 2025 U.S. growing season, I would encourage you to check that out. A little fun reminder of kind of how things went this year, and a little bit of takeaways that hopefully would give you some different ways of looking at things that might help you out on a grain marketing front. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks a lot and have a great day.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.